107.5 WBLS, your number one source for R&B.
It's 107.5 WBLS. The calm before the storm. We're just a few minutes away from the quiet storm. I'm about to break out the candles, but I had to wait till this young lady who I told you was coming has arrived. And she has arrived. Matter of fact, she was just here. You know, we're almost like neighbors now. And I'm so happy that she's made this her second home. So I thank her for coming back. You just saw her recently in the MTV movie called Drumline, A New Beat, where she had, of course, the leading role and did an excellent job. And now, this coming weekend, ladies and gentlemen, she has a huge, huge responsibility on her shoulders. But something tells me, obviously, the powers that be already knew that this lady was the ideal lady for the job. She pulls off this job, this role that she is going to be featured in, that we all will enjoy this weekend, this Saturday night on Lifetime, as the Princess of R&B, Aaliyah. It is a pleasure and an honor to welcome my dear friend Alexandra Shipp back.
Hi.
How are you?
Very good.
Quite busy.
Yes.
Man, who is better than you right now? Tell me.
A lot of people. Don't
No,
go
Alexandra,
throw me
you're
out
modest.
there.
You're being too modest. 2 movies, 2 months.
Yes.
How does that feel?
It's intense. It's overwhelming.
Is
you
it?
know? Yeah, because I'm still well, I don't know. Now I'm a no name, but you know.
You're not no name no more. No.
3-4 months ago I was, you know. No one really knew about me, and now I've had Lifetime and VH1 who have enough confidence in me to carry some of their biggest films this summer.
Yeah.
And it's just an honor, you know, to be able to be a part of that.
I know you're a spiritual lady.
Mm-hmm.
Does this sound like a blessing to you?
This is definitely a blessing for me.
So
This
many
is
ways.
definitely a blessing for me. I am not only lucky, but I am also very blessed.
Yes, you are.
You know, God definitely has a plan, and He put these amazing jobs in my path for a reason.
Now, I just want to know at what age, because you became familiar with us, and a lot of people don't know this. If I'm not mistaken, through Nickelodeon, and you did a wonderful movie with the Chipmunks, Alvin and Chipmunks, one of my favorites.
Squeakquel.
Oh, I love it. So you know you've been wanting to do this acting thing for quite some time.
Yeah.
At what age did it actually bite you, and you said, "This is where I'm going to go. This is what I'm going to do"?
I got the theater bug at 10.
Wow.
I come from a family of athletic boys.
Wow.
And I'm not that athletic.
But you were rough. You were toughed up because you have your brothers.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Don't get me wrong. I know how to throw a right
Oh,
hook. I'm not saying I can't fight.
That's why I'm
saying I
staying
can't.
far away from you right now.
Yeah.
Yes, I
yeah,
understand.
You keep that distance.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Because I got a little karate in me. Just a little blah. But I wasn't really the most. I was athletic, but I wasn't the fastest, and
Okay.
I wasn't, the best at sports. Basketball was just always over my head, literally. My brothers would dunk on me. I was just like, that's so rude. So
Okay.
rude. They're like 6'4".
Wow.
And so pretty quickly and early on, my parents realized that I had a lot of energy, and it wasn't necessarily like an ADD, but they had to figure out how to funnel this into
channel it,
something, really constructive.
Sure.
And I love to sing. I was that baby who was hitting Bjork notes in the vegetable aisle with my mom, looking around like I'm so sorry, and
No.
I'm just like, ah! I've always loved to perform. I've always loved to sing, and I would put on little plays and stuff. And I started getting into theater when I was 10. And the minute I got on that stage, and the minute all the craziness and it went away, and it was just kind of quiet, and it was ready for my line. I was the Stinky Cheese in the Stinky
Really?
Cheese Man, if you're wondering.
Well,
My
you know,
first leading
it's
role.
It's so amazing because you get selected and cast as portraying the Princess of R&B.
Yeah.
And then looking at how Aaliyah's life unfolded, it's almost slightly reflective on how you got into this game as well. Maybe with the exception of Star Search.
Right. Yeah.
But you love music. You love to sing. How challenging was it for you to portray such a wonderful, phenomenal woman of music who we lost so soon?
Yeah, there were moments where it was really tough because she's so different from me. She had all of the success, and she grew up in a different household. There's so many factors that are different, and yet I think every girl knows what it's like to fall in love for the first time when they're 14. I think every girl knows what it's like to, well, we don't know what it's like to have the level of success that she had,
Sure.
but, when I was 14, I was in a quartet and we got first place.
Wow.
So that felt pretty
damn
good.
Yeah, hell yeah.
Felt really good.
Yeah,
I
I'm
was
sure.
it was pretty good at the violin. And it's fun being able to hop into those shoes and being able to portray her and dance those iconic dance moves and sing some of her really big songs that just struck a chord with people.
So you actually sing in this show?
Yes.
Okay, so ladies and gentlemen, this weekend, once again on Lifetime, we should say it's 8 p.m.
Yes.
Eastern time and Pacific. So you actually sing, because I saw one number. I wasn't too sure. I was like, well, this has to be her voice.
Yeah.
But I wasn't too sure if you did most of it. So you did most of
I
it.
sing all of the songs.
Wow, that's great.
Yeah. So we would be working 5 days a week, filming crazy amounts of pages
Sure.
a day, just really getting all of our content in a really beautiful way. And then on the weekends, the mornings would be dedicated to dance rehearsals, and then the afternoons that would kind of bleed into night was
Wow.
based on recording. And, sometimes we would record a song really quickly because it would be like a super familiar song to me, or we would take our time with a lot of the harder, more grittier songs.
So you can feel a little more comfortable with it.
Yeah, and really dig into it. And we would go over each line over and over and over again because I'm so technical, and I wanted my voice to go light when her voice went light.
Sure.
And I wanted to really bring that earthy power that she had in her voice, when she brought that.
Yeah.
I also wanted there to be an arc within it because your singing voice at 14 is completely different than your singing voice at 22.
Yeah, you go through a transition called puberty. Yeah.
And you see the transition in Aaliyah's music
Yes,
as
you
well.
do. Yeah.
Age in comparison to
Rock the
One
Boat.
in a Million, Rock
Yeah.
all of that.
Oh yeah, no question. And even in appearance.
Yeah. and-
Because she becomes a little more sophisticated, but still relating to her peers as well.
Exactly.
We should talk about the jobs that you had
Yes.
prior to you getting to where you are right now. I heard, tell me if I'm wrong, because I couldn't believe, but I heard you were a celebrity pet groomer. Is that
Yes.
true?
Well, it wasn't just celebrities, but
Okay. Pet
being
groomer.
a mobile.
Oh,
groomer-
I'm sorry.
yeah.
So that means
we were
that you
washing
went
dogs
around-
in a van. Yeah.
Washing dogs in the van.
Yes.
How crazy
It
was
was a
that?
remodeled van. It was super fancy. I'm
Okay.
not talking like minivan.
It had a tub in it.
Yeah, it had a tub, it had a blow
I used to
dryer,
see
had
those
all
things,
kinds of
yeah.
really cool stuff. Yeah, and they're all over Los Angeles as well.
Are they?
And we had a lot of clients, but some of our clients were, in the industry,
Sure.
and that was really fun. It was great. I also was a nanny. I was a live-in nanny for a year for a woman who was a producer, and her husband was a director, and he was always away filming and working and bringing home that cheddar. And so me and Mama Bear would be taking care of the baby and hanging out. It was like she had two mommies. It was great.
Oh, that's a wonderful thing.
Yeah.
So you've done a lot in life.
Yeah.
And there's so much more to ground that we will see you unfold in and grow in as time goes on. I'm glad that we had an opportunity, though, to see you at this stage right now.
Yeah.
Because, we loved your earlier work, but we're seeing you transition into greater things, and I'm sure that has to be overwhelming for you.
Yeah, it is. And it's kind of funny, you always see yourself as the same person.
Yeah.
I'm still that nerdy girl with crazy frizzy hair and braces
right.
and glasses who had a penchant for basketball shorts and overalls and, couldn't play any sports and was quite overweight and had a unibrow. There was a lot of factors. There were a
look,
lot
you keep
of
it
factors.
real. I appreciate you keeping it real, for sure.
But it's kind of fun being able to show people that I'm a big girl now.
Alexandra Shipp, ladies and gentlemen, inside the Quiet Storm.